It's Tamara
Yes.
and
Micah.
Mika. Okay. Micah, great. Thank you.
All right. Hey, Micah, would you ask me a question before I hopped off?
Nah, we're good, brother.
Oh, okay. All right. Make sure. All right. Let's see here. Oh, my phantom's in here, and all right. So when Claire comes on, um, see one thing about what we do in the commercial mortgage space, or I should say, in the commercial lending space, we literally have a plethora of things that we can actually do for our clients. You just kind of choose which lane you want to be in, okay? And it's always good to have options because you never know what client that's going to come to you, what they may need. And so once hey Claire, how you doing? Um but once as you come across clients, you just never know. Or if you're in the midst of a real estate deal, you just never know. Like, let's say somebody has an issue with down payment money, or they might not be in real estate altogether, but they have a business and they're coming to you because they need some type of funding. So that's where, alternative type funding comes into place. And speaking of that, right on time. Hey, Claire, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Man.
Good. Sorry, I'm a minute late. I was just I'm not in like the Zoom room like I usually am.
Oh, okay, got
I'm in
you.
the
Yeah.
training room. But hey, everyone, nice to meet you. So we're just giving them an overview of where we can plug in.
Right. Yeah, it was just a quick overview, and then um, it was short and sweet, but I really think that you got the floor, and they'll get a whole lot more understanding when it comes from you.
Awesome. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name's Claire. I'm one of the partner relationship managers here at National. I'm sure Terrence gave you a brief overview of who we are, but we've been around since 2007. And over the years, we have focused on securing capital for small to mid-sized businesses. So we are an alternative marketplace if you have a client seeking capital. We work with all industries as long as clients are in business for at least 1 year and generating at least 400,000 in annual gross sales. We only do business loans, no personal, but the cool part about working with us is that we don't have any industry restrictions. Our application process is very easy and simple, and I'll get into what your portal and the partnership's going to look like, but just kind of wanted to go over some of the products that we offer. We offer SBA, term loans, lines of credit, equipment financing. We have some asset-based lending products as well. So we've been very successful over the years with what we do. I've been working with Terrence for a while now, and I have partners that are also in the real estate and mortgage industry, and where they see the value with working with us is that we're an additional service almost that you can provide to your clients if they need capital. So if you have a client that needs down payment assistance on a property, or they need additional capital for renovations or remodeling their new property, that's really where we can come in and assist with that. Just a little bit about us. Does anyone have any questions about any of the products or qualifications that I just mentioned? Good. So are you all gonna do real estate, mortgages? Do you guys have a background on it? Like how does that gonna work?
I do real estate.
Real estate. Do you focus on commercial or residential real estate or both?
Both. I mainly do residential, but I've had 2 commercial as well. And I use fix and flip.
Okay, thanks.
I do real estate also.
Okay.
There's a lot of fix and flip, a lot of rehabs, and so I understand like a lot of loan process.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And my angle is likely to be kind of where you were already discussing, small business to, just general business loans, those types of things, rather than a niche specifically to real estate.
Okay. Yeah, and that's really where we come in as like an additional service to my partners that are in that space. So it's been super successful. I just did kind of want to share my screen just to show you an idea of how our program works. So let me just.
And Claire, just give you a heads up. So with Shelly, what she actually failed to say is she's actually a CPA. And so she deals with all types of, all types of clients. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we have a bunch of CPAs that we work with too, and it's great. If you have a client that needs financing, some additional working capital, that's really where we come in. So there is no fee to be a part of our partner program. Sorry, I'm just getting my screen set up. Can you guys see my screen and hear me at the same time? Can you guys hear me at all or no?
Yes, we can see and hear you.
Okay, thank you. I can't see you guys when I'm sharing my screen. So this is the portal you get access to. This is just an example of what the homepage looks like. If you have a client that needs capital, you'll have the ability to submit their information manually. So here's a submit an opportunity tab. This is where you can submit their contact information manually, just general contact info. With our program, you have 2 points of contact. So you would have myself. I'm on the partnerships team, so I'm really here if you have any questions or scenarios that you want to go over. But your business finance advisor, he's the one who works directly with your clients. And I believe, Terrence, you're working with Jonathan. So just to keep everything under the same team, Jonathan will be your finance advisor as well, just throwing that out there. But you'll have the opportunity to either manually submit their information, or you also get access to referral links. So these referral links you can use to text or email your clients. You can use them on social media, your website, however you want to utilize it, it's there. These links are designed to track back to your account. So you have the landing page, which directs your client to our website. Just some general information, just in case you have a client that wants to learn more about who we are. Or you have the trackable application. So this is just the app itself. You have a client ready to apply, you send them that link, and it just creates an opportunity in the system. Before I move on, do you guys have any questions about anything? Okay. You can submit clients, but you also have the ability to submit other referral partners. So if you know anybody else that has a network of business owners, whether it's being a CPA, another realtor, an equipment broker, someone that does taxes, like they all have the same clientele and maybe could use our services, you can sign them up, and you also receive an override of anything that they finance. That's pretty cool. And then this is the pipeline tab. So we're very big on communication. So the pipeline tab provides status updates of where we're at with the process of your client. You'll also have 2 points of contact. You'll have me and Jonathan in case you have any questions or need any updates immediately. But we provide these statuses. If for whatever reason we can't help your client, we'll also always give you a reason why. And then if you submit partners that could be part of this program, you can also sign them up, and you'll be able to see the opportunities they bring in. Same thing with commissions. So we do pay our partners a revenue share of the points that we generate from the lender. So we pay out on new business, we pay out on renewals, and the overrides of any of your partner fundings. If needed, we also provide marketing materials. So there's a resources tab in your portal. We provide cheat sheets, slides, brochures. You have the PDF version of the application in here. Just in case you need to refer back to it, we do offer a variety of products, so sometimes it's hard to remember all of them. So if needed, it's there for you. And then there's an announcements tab here. So we do weekly Zoom calls. As Terrence knows, he joins some of them. They're frequent, and the reason we do them is just to keep in touch with partners, go over scenarios, go over any updates. So I have mine every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Our VP of Partnerships has his every Thursday, and then our CEO has his quarterly. His is usually the bigger ones because he speaks to all of our partners. But we do it just to stay connected and go over any updates or scenarios. So you'll have the links in here as well. And then you have a partner support tab. Again, you have 2 points of contacts. It'll have buy information on here, and it'll have your business finance advisor's information as well. So that's pretty much our partner program. Do you guys have any questions or anything that I can help with?
Pretty straightforward. I'm trying to think of it. So you said the business loans, they had to do 400,000 annually?
Yes. So they have to be grossing 400,000 in annual gross sales or 30,000 a month. No minimum FICO requirement, 1 year of time in business, and then no credit score. A lot of our programs are revenue based. So just to give you an idea, if we're looking at an unsecured product, which can be either a line of credit, a term loan, or an advance, your client's going to typically qualify for anywhere between 10 to 15% of their annual gross sales. Those are our programs that we can get done within 1 to 3 days. But then you have equipment financing, which is more credit driven as opposed to revenue based. Equipment financing, I almost compare it to like financing a vehicle. It's pretty similar. For those products, you need at least a 550 FICO score. And then we have our asset-based programs, which the client can leverage either AR, inventory, heavy machinery, or real estate if they have it. The thing with real estate is though we just started doing it a couple of months ago. We weren't doing it for a while. So the property needs to be valued at least $5 million in order for us to leverage that for a loan.
This is big bank.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the program all in all. Again, you will have that cheat sheet to refer back to if needed, but for the most part, it's straightforward.
So on the cheat sheet, that's where everything that you just talked about, like the qualifications, is on there?
Yep.
All right.
And I'll actually, here, let me show you what it looks like. I'll email it to you guys just so that you have it. There's a bunch of marketing material in here. Because there's just so many products. So the cheat sheet breaks down the qualifications and the benefits of each.
And while she's pulling that up, I was going to say real quick, like even though we're like in the field that we do, we're dealing with a lot of people that come at us with, fix and flip products and things like that. And this is why I'm saying, whereas you want to be even more diverse, because now, 400,000 sounds like a lot, but we're talking gross sales. We're not talking about what someone nets. I mean, you could go to the convenience store next door and they're making $500,000 in gross sales and may need a loan. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things where, we have what we have to be able to offer these other business type owners, especially outside of the real estate realm.
Yep, absolutely. And can you guys see my screen?
Yes. Claire, can you
Okay.
give some more insight as to rates? I mean, I see here on the SBA loan right there, flat, on the sheet, it's, prime plus something. But idea about rates on some of these other products, just so I have a feel for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So rates vary per program, and they also vary on the risk of the business. So I can give you typical starting interest rates because it does vary. So if we're looking at an unsecured term loan, those start at 8%. Equipment financing starts at 6%. Our unsecured lines of credit right now start at 1% a month. Our business advances, which is just another term for MCA, those start at 15% annually. And our asset-based products, whether it's a line of credit or term loan, those typically stay in the single digits. And then SBA, I think prime right now is at 8.5, so it's typically prime plus 2 to 3%, which is anywhere between 10 to 12%. But yeah, so if you guys can see my cheat sheet, this is just an example. You will have this to refer back to. It just lays out the benefits and qualifications of each product. So we have our SBA, our term loan, our lines of credit, our business advances, equipment financing, and then these are asset-based products that we have here. On the unsecured side, if you have a client looking for revenue-based financing, we can go up to 10 million. And for our asset-based products, our facility size is anywhere between 100,000 to 10 million or 100 million. It really depends on the client, the type of AR your client has to collateralize the loan with. And then we do have this new sub-debt product. I actually forgot to go over that. Sub-debt is an alternative to mezzanine financing. So if you do have like a business acquisition, you have a client looking to acquire a business, sometimes there's real estate involved in it, and they're already working with the senior lender. They have their own equity in place, but there's a little capital gap that they need to fill in order to finalize the transaction. We can come in with sub-debt and help with that. We can go up to 10 million. It's structured as a term loan. The cool part about it, and the reason why it's been super useful for my partners who are in the private equity and M&A space, is because there are no warrants or covenants tied to it. Usually there are with mezzanine financing, and sub-debt has been able to help those transactions that they need done. So I didn't go over that, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is just an example of the marketing material. We have others like the catalog and the slides, which all of you will have.
Are the handcuffs, right? The covenants trip people up, and that's kind of how they get kind of trapped in debt and, you know, penalized for it, if you will. So I'm glad for that piece. Yep,
Sub-debt's been very helpful. And then also, again, you do receive an override for any of your partner fundings. So if you do know anyone in that private equity or M&A space, sign them up. You know, we may be able to help with some of their transactions, and you get the override. So, yeah. Any questions or anything?
Hey Claire, I know you touched on it, but can you go over one more time about how the commissions work?
Yes. So commissions are structured 3 different ways. So for new business, we pay a 30% revenue share of the points that we generate from the lender. It typically equals out to be anywhere between 1.5% to 3% of the total funding amount. So it's going to depend on the product. Then we pay out on renewals. So for renewals, you receive a 10% revenue share. And then on the overrides, you receive a 5% override of anything that your partners fund. Do you guys have any questions? Like just an example. So let's say we finance a client for $100,000 advance and we generate 10 points from it. So 10 points out of 100,000, it's 10,000. You would receive 30% of that. So you would receive 3,000 for the referral. Does that make sense? Or any questions on that? Okay. Cool. So that's the program. I can send you guys some marketing material on it. I'll send you the partnership agreement. Again, there is no cost to be a part of this program. Once you complete the agreement, you get access to your portal, and we can start, you know, submitting clients right away if you have.
What is the lift for us as kind of the referring partners in terms of, great, you gave us the link, I pass it on to my client. Now, am I out of the middle of that, or am I still part of the loan packaging process and kind of chasing my client along to make sure they're giving you what you need?
So it depends. I have some partners that are hands-on, and I have some partners that aren't involved at all. When you submit your first client, I would introduce you to Jonathan, who's going to be your business finance advisor. So Jonathan is probably going to give you a call to introduce himself. And from there, I mean, if you want to be part of the phone calls, if you want to upload documents, you absolutely can be. We are 100% open to that. And Jonathan's very communicative, as Terrence, you've worked with him a couple of deals, so he keeps you in the loop of things, and he's one of our best reps that we have here as well. So there's definitely going to be communication there.
No, thank you for that, because I think, it's important that, the people that actually have the know-all in order to do it are doing it, as opposed to, I want to be chasing my client to make sure that, oh, they're going to ask you for tax returns. You've done them. And that you can hand those over. Those types of things is how I kind of help my folks behind the scenes, so that it's not foreign language by the time it gets to you, that you can get to a yes because they've done their homework and they kind of have their ducks in a row, as opposed to, I don't really want to be the person that's kind of helping them to fill out the loan application per se. Right.
Yep, no, it's completely up to you. I think what most of my partners do is like, if you have a client that meets our criteria, they're looking for financing, the link really is the best way, because it tracks back to you and you're sending them the application. So once that's completed, we typically only require an application and 6 months of business bank statements to start the underwriting process. So by that point, we already have one of the 2 documents we need. The link also allows them to upload their bank statements. So even if they do that, at that point, we have everything ready to go. It's faster. So if you have a client ready to apply, what we've seen works best is, our partners text or email this link to them, say, hey, here's the link to apply. Jonathan from National Business Capital is going to be reaching out to you. Just making sure that the handoff process is there is also very important. But yeah, no, we welcome our partners to be part of that process. At the end of the day, these are your clients. We value that, and that's why I'm very big on communication, and so is Jonathan.
That's perfect, because I think that's the biggest part for me, is it's a relationship business, and I want you guys to be an extension of me, right? As I'm handing my clients over, I want them to seem like it's very seamless, that we're all working together. So that's helpful.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that.
We're all for that as well. Tamara, Micah, anything I can do to help or clarify things? Good.
No, I'm good, thank you. I think you explained it very well, and some of the information I've seen that's going to be on the support docs, so I'll look at those as well.
Okay, awesome. All right.
Yeah,
well,
I think
Terrence?
this is awesome, Blair. I really appreciate it. And just to bounce back on what basically Claire was saying is, no matter if you want to be involved or you're not involved, you're still gonna get paid the same. So, so it's more or less, like I said, when those type of clients, when they come into your wheelhouse and now you have a place, you know what I mean? Because it's like, all right, if we only doing commercial mortgages and they need a business loan, but we don't want to be able to we don't want to turn that client away. We want to just have another tool in our tool belt to be able to help that client and help them on the long term. And we all win. So Claire, I really do appreciate you taking the time, talking to my team here. And I just want to say, well, before we even go, do you all have any last questions? All right. Well, even if something comes up, I mean, we on Tuesdays, Tuesdays at noon, right? And I apologize. I had an appointment this morning at 12 o'clock, so yeah.
That's all good. And then I'll also send you the partnership agreement. Just a heads up, that'll come from a DocuSign email, but I'll send you all a second email from me, just so you have my contact information. You'll have my number, my email on there. So if there's anything that I can do to help, just let me know. And then, are you guys all East Coast or West Coast?
Yes, East Coast.
East
Yeah,
Coast?
everybody's
Okay.
yeah. Micah's in Georgia, Tamara's in Florida, Shelly's here, and they actually, when I say here, Pittsburgh, and actually Micah and Tamara, they're here in Pittsburgh sometimes also. So, and it looks like Micah had a question.
My question is, I forgot. Let's keep going.
All right, no worries. I just wanted to make sure everyone was East Coast, so I'm not calling you guys at 7 a.m. and it's early. So, all right, so I'll send over that information, and I look forward to working with all of you. Oh, Micah, sorry.
Yes, I didn't have the. You have my email?
I believe I do. If you got my invitation, I should have it.
Yeah, he didn't get it.
I didn't get it.
Oh, you didn't get it? Oh, well, let me double check. Hold on. MicahDawkins13@gmail.com.
Correct.
Is
Like
it
what you
MICADAWKINS?
MICAH. That's yeah, with the H after the A.
The H is missing. Okay. All right. I will update that on my end and resend it to you. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're cool. Appreciate you.
Well, actually, it's my fault because I don't want to send her the email.
It's all right. All right, cool. Well, I look forward to working with all of you, and if you have any questions, just let me know.
All right. Thank you so much.